Let's make it a good day.
Today on The Jason Show. Well, this is interesting. We have a connection to the latest cast of 90 Day Fiance. We'll spill it in the hot dish. Then, radio host and my buddy Colleen Lindstrom is back, and she's on a mission to let parents know it's okay to just be okay. And my review of the new Michael J. Fox documentary on Apple TV. The Jason Show starts right now. Here we go.
Let's make it a good day.
You're a tiger.
Give it up for Debbie Gibson, everyone.
We do it our own way.
Yes!
I'm gonna start crying and laughing so hard.
I did not do that. We are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Jason Show. I'm Jace. How you doing? Happy Wednesday. Or if you're watching this in the future, whatever day you're watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Let's clap one more time. Please say hello to my sidekick sister, Kendall Mark.
Hi. Good morning. Hello.
Howdy, hello.
Hello.
Had that baby yet? No, not yet?
still
Okay,
there.
I was just checking. My
Still
daily
there.
check-in.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're dead.
Not even close.
No, every day we walk into the meeting. Had the baby yet? Is it? No.
Every day I go.
How you doing?
Nope, it's still there. Still there.
Is it, again, is it kicking right now?
No.
No, okay.
No, did I say the special word?
Alligator?
You're not supposed to say
Oh,
it.
no, I'm sorry. That's our code.
That's literally the whole reason for
It's
the
a code? I know.
Yeah.
Now it's not a secret code anymore, but I told Kendall when we're in meetings, because, you know, it's fascinating. Little babies. I don't
things
like.
in there?
Yeah, it's fast. I said whenever the baby moves, say alligator. So.
Oh, today it's a different size. Do you want to know what it is?
Oh, yeah, because there's that great chart that tells expectant moms how big their baby is compared to items. So yeah, so what's the size of the baby right now? Because
I don't
last
even know
time
what
it
that
was
is.
what was an eggplant last week?
Okay, do you remember what these are? You might remember. As big as an astronaut ice cream package?
Yes.
Yeah?
Oh, we just talked about that.
Okay, that's
Kids in the
80s and
80s, we
90s.
ate astronaut ice cream.
Yeah.
That's how big your baby is right now?
Yeah, the size of a women's tennis shoe, apparently. Or that.
Well, what
I
kind?
don't
I
know.
mean, yeah.
Like, the disparity is
Okay.
huge
I
here.
don't like that chart. I don't like that. I mean, I
women's
would like a
running
more
shoe.
exacting. Oh, wait.
Oh, what are those, you can't say bomb pop anymore, but bomb pop, you know?
The little red, white, and blue.
The red,
That's
white,
how-
and blue
Oh.
popsicle, which seems like a very different size than a tennis shoe or a papaya.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
a chocolate bar.
A papaya. There we go. Well, hi, baby. Hi, baby.
Hiya.
There we go. Speaking, we're clap. The
Papaya.
audience, the biggest clap so far in the show has been for papaya. Yeah. I mean, the show starts, pretty good applause. Kendall comes out, pretty good applause.
Uh-huh.
Papaya. Woo! Yeah.
Cool.
I was talking about, speaking of food,
Yeah.
talking about on the radio show today, and I didn't know that I was jokingly triggering people, triggering in a fun way. If you watch the show or you've been with me for a while, you know that I worked a long time at Red Lobster.
Sure did.
And I was a server, and hello, Claw. And I was talking about things that we dreaded as a server.
Yes.
And these are generalities, but I realized a lot of people related to them. I was talking about working the lunch shift, where there would be a lot of people ordering hot tea. And as a server, there's a few things more annoying than, right?
Yes.
I said this this
box
morning
and the big
because
kettle
you got to,
thing.
yes, you got to get the plate, then you got to put the napkin on the plate, then you got to get the kettle, then you got to fill the kettle full of water.
Don't get
then-
scalded.
Don't get scalded. Then you got to get a separate mug, and then you got to get the lemon and then the packet. I said this on the radio show today, and I must have received a half dozen emails from servers that are like, thank goodness no one has ever said, I feel you,
Yes.
because they dread it too, just because of how time consuming it is.
Extra chips when you're working on the sky deck.
Or-
Terrible!
And I
Remember
know
the kitchen?
servers have it better now, but in the 90s when the computer systems, the point of sale systems weren't so good,
Yeah.
another thing is when you had a giant party. You know what I'm going to say. and they didn't tell you they wanted separate checks until the very end. And then you have to, and then they're all sitting away from each other, and they're like, okay, Gloria's gonna get the dessert, and then this woman's paying for the appetizer, but yet she's paying for half of hers. I got a little bit of PTSD. I'm like, oh my God, I remember those days.
And nowadays, I think a lot of restaurants just go, we don't split checks. I've noticed that at least.
Well, a lot
often.
of them don't, but POS systems are much easier. They're much,
now.
in the 90s, it was like we were pilgrims. You know what I mean? So
Sorry.
we are colonial people.
I'm sorry for that.
It was all right. My point in this story is all the servers out there, I see you. I see you. I see you.
Been there.
Let's get started. Leo, activate the hot dish. Let's do this. Here we go. Someone's papaya and hot dish they're screaming for. Yeah.
Y'all are hungry.
Big news. This is interesting. Big news in the 90-Day Fiance multiverse. Well, everything has a multiverse now. But anyway, listen to this. This is not a joke. One of our former coworkers here at our station, Fox 9 in Minneapolis, is on the new season of the spinoff show called Before the 90 Days. Do you remember, if you're around here, do you remember this former traffic reporter?
7 years of talking about this moment.
Nicola is the love of my life, but he is so different from anyone else I have ever been with.
Oh my gosh, Nicola.
He is a 46-year-old virgin.
I know how women operate. I know everything.
I know how women operate. Yeah. I mean, anyway, he's a 46-year-old virgin, and so that's Misha Johnson. She used to, what are you laughing at? What? Well, no, I'm just recapping if they missed it. So that woman is Misha Johnson, and she used to be a fill and traffic reporter here at Fox 9 before we hired Skipper over here. And yeah, right there, yeah. And
I think this was before even Shane. Yeah.
Oh, this is pre-Skipper, pre-Shane.
Yes.
Yeah, this was, Misha was so nice. Okay, so according to Misha's bio from TLC, she connected with Nicola 7 years ago. He is, and I'm not making fun of this is just what his bio says. He's a 46-year-old virgin from Israel who still lives with mom. There's also another Minnesotan on the new season dating a woman in the UK. So this is going to be a very Minnesota season. And I remember Misha. She was so nice.
That's what everyone says.
Oh my goodness. She was unbelievably nice. And I'm now going to watch this because of her. I've been out for a couple, yeah. I've been out of 90 Day for a while. Do you watch it?
No, I'll if it's on and I'm doing 6 other things like folding the laundry, and that's about all I do at the house these days. But if I'm folding the laundry, then I'll maybe turn it on.
Yeah, because you don't need to, I mean, it's not like there are plot points. You can just have it on in the background.
You're like, oh, who are these people?
Yeah, so if you want to know the new season, it's called 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days. It's on TLC in June, which I still love that all of these shows are on TLC, which stands for the Learning Channel, because you learn nothing. I mean, you know what I mean? It's, you learn nothing. Yeah.
You learn about relationships.
Yeah, you do. Ooh, speaking of dish, next in the dish, Kevin Costner is trying to take control back before he gets the whole heave-ho from Yellowstone. Some set insiders say he is refusing to report to work unless he gets sign-off on how his character will be written off the show. What a little brat. Anyway, that same report also dished that tensions between Kev and network executives intensified when Paramount said that the show was just going to get canceled after season 5, and they didn't give Kevin a heads up about that. Okay, but you're leaving. Look, I like Kevin. He is an executive producer.
Right.
You do have credit where credit's due. You have to credit him with some of the success of the show. But if you're going to leave, you can't biatch about it. You're leaving. You know what I mean? It's like complain. It's like, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? You guys are fight. I get. There's also I see a little bit of the other side too.
Mm-hmm.
But you made your bed. Now it's a little dirty. It's a little dirty.
You might have to sleep in it.
There's a little bit of like dribble stains. You know what I mean? Like now you got to lay in it.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I was reading a lot about Taylor Sheridan alone.
The creator.
And just the amount of, and also the executives are just so mad at him for how much money he puts into this and how he insists on bringing people from Texas to do things in Montana, how he makes them rent out his properties that they're using for kind of exorbitant rates. So there's just drama everywhere. With that show
Kevin
right now.
is charging production.
No, Taylor Sheridan, the guy who does the whole thing.
The thing.
He's in charge of it all. Who Kevin is supposedly fighting with. So there's like divas everywhere on this show.
Yeah.
All over. And
Yeah,
but
that
it's
is the
great.
show. And just to be clear, there are no divas on this show.
There's
there are
only
none.
4.
Yeah.
5.
Well, maybe executive producer Jeff, but that's about it. Yeah, maybe that guy right there.
The only non-divas.
I always think it looks like the Wizard of Oz shot. You know what I mean? It's like, ignore the guy behind the curtain over there. Okay, but it's not all bad news for Kevin, whose wife recently filed for divorce. The line of potential rebounds is starting to queue up for Kevin. Former Real Housewife, Countess Luann, says that money can't buy you class, but it might buy her a date with Kevin. She told Page 6 that Kevin is her type, and she said he's so elegant, so eloquent, and so manly. That's right. By the way, that's how people describe me. Very manly, yeah.
And elegant.
That's on my Wikipedia page right now. Yeah.
Just a touch of spice.
Can you, Countess, come on, Countess, I love you. But really?
She's just throwing it out there.
I know. Come on, Countess Luann. Chic c'est la vie, really?
Do you think he'll come on The Real Housewives and then she'll come back?
Girl, she's not even on The Real Housewives anymore.
I don't know.
What are you talking about, Skipper? She doesn't even have a job.
I don't know. Put it on TLC.
Yeah, exactly. We have a lot more to come. Stay right there. We'll be back after this. Don't forget to get tickets to our show. Go to eventbrite.com and search for The Jason Show. Welcome back to Ye Old Show. We're more than a week into the Hollywood writer strike, and sadly, no end in sight. Luckily for us, we don't really need the late night shows because there's another late night show that doesn't have writers. It just has Ted, producer Ted. That's right. It's called Not Late Enough. That was new overnight, and he took us on board his school bus again because, yeah, this isn't a joke. Producer Ted is also a school bus driver. And that's our late night rewind.
I know some of you sit at home and you watch these videos and you think, gee, Ted, driving a bus is pretty glamorous. Well, sometimes it can be. So think foggy windows, freshman boy basketball team, yeah, you guessed it. On every single window in the back. But not usually, especially when I have to play family therapist. Ooh, Ted, Amelia just called you her dad. You know what that means? She has a crush on you. I don't have a crush on you. I don't think you have a crush on me. He was just joking. But it's a horrible joke. Billy, apologize to your sister. Sorry, Amelia.
Yeah. Again, my bus driver was a savior. Oh my goodness, she saved. Her name was Shirley. Shirley, elementary school. It's so yeah, in the 80s, yeah. She had giant hair. I mean, like huge bouffant hair.
Yes.
Yeah, she was great.
Bus drivers are great. My mom always gave them like the best presents around Christmas time.
Yes, because they put up with so
They
much.
put up with some junk.
Yeah, I sat right behind Shirley. Yeah, she didn't want anybody messing with me. Next in the dish, it's the end of an era at MTV. Sorry, Gen Xers. A mainstay at MTV for more than 3 decades is closing up shop. Look.
Hi, I'm Kurt Loder with an MTV News Brief.
Oh! This is like a stab in the heart to anyone that's a Gen Xer or a geriatric millennial. Paramount is shutting down MTV News after 36 years. The news division launched on MTV in '87 and offered us Gen Xers and millennials an alternative to traditional news. Not at all surprising, though, because here's the deal. Their mothership, Paramount, cut 25% of the jobs at MTV and the sister network Showtime. And if you want something else to feel old about, are you ready? Kurt Loder is 78.
Oh, that's trippy.
Our guest, Colleen Lindstrom, just passed out. Yeah, because we're the same age. Yeah.
Whew.
I just read that, and that shocked me. He was, well, let's be clear. He was old. He was older than we thought he was.
Yeah.
When he started doing MTV News.
In his 40s, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, he was kind of the father. But I'm not kidding. The touchstone for me was, I remember, MTV spun off something called Rock the Vote, which for our generation, really tried to inspire us to take part in democracy. And I remember the '92 election, and it was important. And that's where we got our news as young folks. And It's just, look, and I know things are different. Youngins now get their news from online and whatever, but yeah, it's sad.
Right. They had President Clinton, President Obama, they had John McCain, Bill Gates. I mean, they had actual really big town hall meetings and interviews.
Huge.
Right.
George W. and Al Gore, that was a huge one. They held forums. It's sad. Next on the dish, hey, are you heading to a Garth Brooks concert, The Residency in Vegas? Well, if you are, take it from your old pal, Auntie Jason. Leave your phone in your hotel room because Ticketmaster says this event is a phone-free experience. Oh, okay. Oh. Okay, most of the audience likes that. Concert goers will have to lock their phones away in what's called a yonder pouch. I'm not. There's 3 jokes I'm thinking of, but not today. Nope. Not today. Make them up yourself, yeah. Yeah, make up your own yonder pouch jokes. So let's say you're at Garth Brooks and there's an emergency. What do? Well, folks will have to go get their phones before heading over to the phone use area. And anyone caught using their phone will be removed. Now, fans can be given the option to accept a free gift, which consists of several professional photos. So if you want pictures, you got to pay for them now. Look, I get this. You know how I feel. I've been on the record many times. Movie theaters, I think you should actually be banned. I think there should be a little jail for people that use their phone during movies. Just a little bitty prison, just a little bitty one that you get put into for maybe a day or two if you talk. This in movies, but this, I don't know. I don't quite know how I feel about this.
I like it. And you would think I'm of the generation that would really hate this. So they've been around since 2014. I guess they work with schools. They work with courthouses.
Yonder pouch?
Yeah, it makes sense. And they've been using them at other smaller venues with smaller artists, not anything as large as Garth Brooks. But a lot of people who have been going to these concerts, at least from what I've read, have said, I kind of enjoyed it. There was a ton of security around. So it never felt like, oh my gosh, if there's, a threat of some kind, I can't get help. It was just nice to enjoy the experiment. Other people are like, I'm sorry, what world do we live in? Are you gonna take my phone away? But if you know it going into it, it's kind of your choice.
Where I'm for it is, and I've said this too, I do watch sometimes at these concerts where people aren't really enjoying the concert.
Right.
They're seeing it through their phone. And I'm like, that's not really enjoying it. And let's be real. Let's really be real. How many times do you really watch that concert video you shoot?
Never.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Do you ever, the audio is bad.
Right.
John Bon Jovi looks like a blurry comma. You know what I mean? It's like It's bad quality.
Bring a disposable camera if you want pictures.
I have never rewatched concert video that Jeff, you have?
I've never done that either.
Janet Jackson?
Okay. You know what I do? I just YouTube Janet Jackson concert and watch a nice professional one. I don't know. Next in the dish, The Real Housewives of Miami has been airing exclusively on the streamer Peacock, which would tell you, oh, Bravo doesn't think it's good enough. It's going to put it on streamer. Listen to this, though. It's headed back to prime time. Bravo is taking the series back for season 6. It had been a Peacock original since it got revived for season 4, but it's so good, and the ratings and the numbers are so good that Bravo was like, no. Let's bring it back to the network. Below Deck Down Under will also make the jump from Peacock to Bravo. Let me translate this for non-housewives. What I said at the beginning was true. People are like, oh, we're not sure. We're going to revive Miami because it went away for a while. Oh, we're not sure how it's going to do. So let's put it on where there's less stakes. Let's put it on Peacock. The numbers have been great. The reviews, fans have said, actually, it's better than some of the franchises on the mothership, including Executive. I got to go back and watch. I don't watch this one. I got to start watching it.
I only know Larsa Pippen because obviously she used to be married to Scottie Pippen, and she was Kim Kardashian's best friend, and now they're not best friends. So I'm kind of interested in that.
Yeah. She's I think
a little cuckoo.
Well, I think the elevator stops not on the top floor. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I think
She's fun though. She seems fun.
Goes to like floor 17. Yeah. Anyway, next in the dish, Dairy Queen has launched their new summer blizzard flavors. This show is produced by former Puffy kids. That's right. And one of the flavors has stirred up a little controversy. God, I love us as human beings. You know what's causing controversy? Thank you. Thank you, Row 2. The Puppy Chow Blizzard is out now. It features peanut butter, chocolate chunks, and crispy pieces. But not everyone knows what Puppy Chow is. Some customers have literally taken time out of their day to write Dairy Queen and say, is this for people or dogs? For the record, let me just be clear on this from my good friends at Dairy Queen. It's not for dogs. It's for people. Dogs should not eat it. It's just a nickname.
So we call it in Minnesota. We call it Puppy Chow.
The Midwest. I've heard about it. And the reason, because Director Leo was very worked up about this in our meeting.
Yes.
He's like, well, why do they call it Puppy Chow?
Because it looks like dog food, right?
Yeah, and you can't legally call it Puppy Chow. Dairy Queen can't because that's a Purina brand. So they would have a trademark thing. What's it called generically?
Muddy Buddies?
Muddy Buddies.
Muddy
That's
Buddies,
General
Now that sounds disgusting. You know what I mean? Muddy Buddies? I don't like that. No.
They're so good.
That's like that. No, Muddy Buddies. Muddy
like
Buddies
crack.
is like when you take RVs out and you roll in the mud. What do they call it? They call it trucking. What is it? Muddin'. My nephew Carter does it. I don't know. It's
Truckin'?
no. The kids
They call
just.
it muddin'. Like sometimes they'll make. So I used to go to these state fairs, like the Goodhue County Fair. We had a mud pit that they'd have trucks that would go in and like do demo derbies and muddin', and you'd like stand in the front so you'd get mud splashed.
Yeah, it's called. Yeah, I thought it was trucking, but they mud each other. They they roll around in mud. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, the tire spits up the mud, and then you get muddy.
We didn't have that in Indiana. It's time to meet our first JVIP of the week. It's Charity Erickson from La Center, Minnesota. She loves my TV references because she's close to my age. She also loves the connections that we have with coworkers on and off camera. She's been a part of our studio audience 3 times and loves being here. Charity will get a Jason Show mug. She's also entered to win the monthly grand prize. That includes being a VIP guest in our audience, a $150 gift card to Becker Furniture World, and a $150 gift card to our latest sponsor, and we love them, the Institute of Advanced Aesthetics. Colleen Lindstrom and more when we come back after this. Coming up, you don't have to be perfect. Colleen Lindstrom is on a mission to remind parents it's fine to be fine. And the secret of his success. Michael J. Fox's life and career comes into focus in a moving new documentary on Apple. I'll have my review. That and more when we come back. Well, I had no doubt. I had no doubt at all. Our next guest was a huge hit the last time she was here. Talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly of parenting. And she's back. Give it up for my buddy, the great Colleen Lindstrom, everyone.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, darling.
Thank you for having me.
No, please, I'm not joking. I texted you. I can always tell by the amount of emails, the interaction, and I knew. I mean, hello, Colleen and I have worked together for years at the radio station, but yeah, people loved you because I don't think parents, say enough what your mantra kind of is. Generally speaking, it's okay to be just okay.
Yeah,
it's
that's
okay
what I'm
to
all
just
about.
Yeah,
it's okay to be okay.
But today's topic is very specific, and the minute I heard about it, even not having kids, I go, oh, this is gonna be a relatable, and that is kid sports. Sports. And I know you well. We've known each other for years. I knew you PK, pre-kids, kids, older kids. Did you have a different view in mind of what your life would be like as a parent, parenting kids in sports?
1 trillion %. This is not what I thought it was going to be. So here's the thing, and our sweet friend Kendall, I'm so excited because she's expecting.
Yeah.
And I want to tell her, whatever you think you're going to do as a parent right now, like, tear it up, crumple it in a ball, throw it in the circular file, because it's not going to happen. Like, I was such a good parent before I had kids. I was so good. I was like, I'm never going to feed them McDonald's. Like, I'm going to make organic everything.
Yeah.
We are going to, like...
Look at Schwabi
Yeah,
is like
seriously. You know,
yeah.
Like, I was like, they will play like enough sports, but family time will be more important. And now I'm like, I see my husband and I'm like, who are you? Do I know you? We are literally 2 ships passing the night. But you know what? I wouldn't change it for the world. I really wouldn't. There is so much to be gained from kids' sports that I am so glad that my kids like got into it and are staying with it.
So, doing a little therapy technique, let me mirror this back to you.
Great.
What I'm hearing you say is it's completely different than what you thought.
Yes.
It's harder than what you thought.
Oh, yeah.
But the rewards are bountiful.
Completely, because listen, I get to, like, the coaches teach the lessons. I don't have to, right? So I'm like, oh, that's great. I was really busy, and now I can take this off my plate. They learn things about, like, teamwork, commitment, how to lose gracefully. Ooh.
Okay. Really? Do they teach that?
Well, they don't. They just learn it naturally. So then I don't have to teach it when we're playing Uno and, like, you know, somebody throws the cards at me, right? Like, I'm like, I didn't want to do that anyway. So, you know, they go out there, and my kids all play baseball. 2 play baseball, 1 plays softball.
Here's a little video, by the way.
Oh,
yeah.
fun. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, that's my buddy. That's my 16-year-old.
He's 16.
He's 16.
Okay, let's not repeat that. Is that old again? Yeah.
I know,
yeah,
right?
I
It
know.
makes you just like feel so old.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a pitcher. He's a left-handed pitcher. He'll be playing tonight at Parade Stadium. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. But yeah, so they love playing ball, and they lose sometimes, or they don't perform at their best. And I can like stay on the sidelines and watch them and celebrate what they do, and know that they're gonna come out of this with the ability to like reflect on what went wrong, change what they can change, and I don't have to be the one to do it for them.
What do you think? Not handling defeat well, or losing, or being a graceful winner, is that one of the biggest lessons that your kids are pulling from sports?
I mean, I think it's an important one, right? Because especially like in 2023, it's like not cool. Like everybody's trying to win all the time. And you know, like I'm like, I just want to like be middle. I'm good with like the bronze medal.
Yeah.
Like that's where I am in life. And so, and I want the rest of the world to like come along. It's a fun journey. Like, come with me.
Yeah.
But there is such a focus on achievement and winning that to have that lesson served up to you naturally is such a gift.
Okay, so the coach teaches that. What do you view, because you're grateful that they do that, what do you view your role is? If the parents are watching, what do you think, advice-wise, what is the parent's role in that partnership?
Are you ready?
I am ready.
Just be quiet. Literally, like,
Really?
zip your lip. Zip your lip. My job as a parent in sports, supporting my kids playing sports, is to just be like, you like support their love of the game, whatever the game is, and make sure that they're getting there on time. Make sure, I don't even make sure that their bags are packed anymore. Like, they're in charge of that. If you forget your nut cup, I'm sorry. I don't have one of those. So.
We have the same rule here at the Jason Show. Yeah, we do. When photographer Eric leaves his at home, that's what happens.
Yeah, but then my job is just to like love them through whatever happened on the field, whether it was great or it was terrible, is to just be like, I love you. You're awesome. You have a safe place with me.
Colleen, I have never in 26 years of doing broadcasting have I tossed a break on the nut cup, but I'm going to do that
You're
right
welcome.
now.
You're welcome.
More with my buddy when we return. Back after this. Welcome back, my buddy Colleen Lindstrom. We're going to play a little game in a little bit. I love a good relatable. As I said, everything you just said was a relatable. There's another relatable that I think is so important. You know, we don't get overly serious on the show, but I think this is just a great conversation, and it has to do with your oldest son.
Yeah, so you saw a video of him pitching a little bit earlier. I love to watch him play baseball for a trillion reasons. But one of the biggest ones is because baseball like saved our life. Ollie is on the autism spectrum, and he's very high functioning. And when he was younger, we were kind of at our wits' end. We had a hard time getting him to really like start to want to learn more about social skills. And so he started playing baseball, and there was a wonderful coach who said, this kid is talented. You got to keep him playing baseball. And we thought, oh, okay, great. And so we just kept him playing baseball. But what I didn't realize was going to come out of it was the gift of like all of the things that he needed to learn that were so hard for him became easier because he loved the game. He was good at it. He got good feedback. Baseball is a great sport because when you're playing a position, you know what your job is, but you're playing for a team. So he learned how to work together with the team, but he also knew how to do his job. And it has been, I mean,
transformative.
So transformative. You know, he does not require services any longer as a sophomore in high school, and he's a rock star. He's just so much fun to watch.
Ollie, you're a rock star.
He is.
I think I've said this a million times. I'll be brief on this, but whether it's a coach or this is teacher week.
Yeah.
I had a good teacher that found out, that honed in on the fact that I was different, that I was being picked on. And she honed in on that. And she's like, I got to give him an outlet.
Yes.
And she created a little drama club and let me do a play. And I could cry.
Now.
I could, and Mrs. Freeze watches every day. She changed the trajectory of my life.
Yeah. The best,
literally.
The best teachers, coaches, leaders, parents are people who find the thing that makes your kid either unique or maybe even like a little bit tricky, and then capitalizes on that and channels it in the right direction.
Oh, hallelujah.
It's so special.
Now, the last time Colleen was on, she quizzed me to see if I could understand current teen slang. So she's back with more words to try to stump me with. Yeah, okay.
I'm so excited.
Okay.
Okay, so now I was told by my kids this one does not get used as much anymore, but I'm gonna bring it anyway. The word is bussin'. Bussin'. Jason, what does bussin' mean?
You have a nice rear?
Oh! Okay, now when I first heard it, I was like, you're bussin' to school, you're bussin' to the mall.
I thought that was a little obvious.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, are you ready for the definition of bussin'?
Bussin'. Hey, well, let me ask you. Kendall, do you know what bussin' is? Yes. Oh, wow.
Oh.
Okay, wow.
All right, okay, so how about I use it in a sentence?
Please do.
Ready? Oh man, this burrito is bussin'.
Is it big?
That would actually make sense.
Because the bus is a large item.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Let me give you a clue about being a teenager. Don't make sense.
Okay.
Like ever.
Okay.
Okay,
So what does it mean?
Bussin' means like delicious. Like that is delicious. That is a.
Oh,
she's
okay.
a snack.
Look at Kendall, the world's oldest.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Dick Clark over there, the
Yeah.
world's oldest teenager. Okay.
I love it.
Okay, next one.
Okay. The next word is cap. Cap.
Well, I mean, obviously, I just want to say a little hat, but I mean, but
little
no.
chapeau.
What is that?
Okay, so I find this one to be very confusing for a number of reasons. So when we were kids, do you remember what cap meant? Cap meant you would cap somebody if you insulted them. Like, I capped on that person.
Yeah.
That's not what it means anymore. Like, not even close. And now here's why it also is confusing. Okay, I have to stop because I can't always remember. Cap means a lie. No cap means you're telling the truth. So, for example, I know everybody's looking at me like I'm crazy. I didn't make these up. The teens did.
No cap is the truth?
No cap is the truth. So, like, for example, like if I say to my kids, like, hey, you guys, we're going to Disney World. They're like, no cap? I'm like, no cap. That means we're going. Isn't that wild?
Okay.
I know.
Well, no
you know.
cap, we got a break.
I apparently
I know, that's
Good
right.
job.
Yeah. Did I use it right?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's Colleen Lindstrom.
Thank you, everybody.
Be sure to follow Colleen on Instagram. It's very easy. It's, well, just her name, Colleen Lindstrom. We'll be right back. Back in a moment, everybody. Oh, God, that was great. Cap, give me a hug, my love. Welcome back. Thanks for being here. We love ya. This is one of those, I say this sometimes. I wake up or I watch something and I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I have a show because when I love something, I want to share it and I want to tell you about it. This is one of those days. So, Michael J. Fox's documentary about his life, his career, his battle with Parkinson's disease hits Apple TV Plus in a couple days, the 12th actually. Yesterday, I got a chance to see a sneak preview of it. It's called Still. Before I give you my thoughts, look at a little clip here.
The popularity of Michael J. Fox is a phenomenon.
Here is Michael J. Fox. What is the secret of your success?
And the winner is Michael J. Fox.
I don't believe this. This is great. I feel 4 feet tall.
I get it. I was big. I was bigger than bubblegum. I woke up and I noticed my pinky. Auto-animated. Parkinson's disease. I told Tracy the news. In sickness and in health, I remember her whispering. No one outside of my family knew. There was only one reason I took these pills. To hide. But all those years of hiding was shaking me awake.
And he did awaken to a new life. So there's a couple things that really stuck out to me about Still. And I'll just briefly go over both of them. The first one that just makes me want to cry is you really see what an amazing marriage and relationship he has with his longtime wife, Tracy. I could cry thinking about her. What a strong woman, what a loving human, what a wonderful supportive wife. Michael tells a quick story about how, you know, when he was at the top, you know, no one could tell him no. Mm-hmm. He had the biggest show, Family Ties. He was on Back to the Future. Money was people were throwing themselves at him. Tracy couldn't have cared less. Tracy didn't put up with his crap. She didn't care who he was, and he loved that. And Tracy remains that to this day. The other thing that you're struck with is he is just an unbelievable figure of optimism, mm-hmm. because there is a part toward the end when the documentarian or the interviewer who's interviewing him, he somehow reveals that he's in almost constant pain, and you hear the interviewer going, you didn't say that, you didn't tell me that, and Michael goes, it never came up, and he smiled, and I could cry. I did tear up thinking about that because he says this, it's not the stardom and the celebritydom. He takes his role as an optimistic figure of living with this disease so seriously. Being Michael J. Fox is so important to him that he doesn't want to let people down. He doesn't want, and I if I think about it 2 more seconds, I'll start crying. But and the other thing that you kind of remember for people our age is, my goodness, he was the biggest thing in entertainment. 84, 85, 86, going into the 90s. Doc Hollywood, The Secret of My Success, Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3, Family Ties. Then in the 90s, Spin City on ABC. And Spin City is the era when he stopped hiding. And I don't want to reveal everything, but that's his son right there, his oldest son. It's pretty moving what motivates him to finally reveal his condition, the Parkinson's, because he was hiding it a little while. You saw that in the clip. It's such appointment viewing. If you have Apple TV Plus, get it. It's worth it. It's so good, so moving. You'll be inspired. It'll reframe priorities maybe for you, make you realize things maybe aren't as bad in your life. It is I don't give grades. It's a solid A+ though. Still hits Apple TV Plus on Friday. It's so good.
It sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Even for people my age that maybe didn't grow up with him, I know who he is, obviously. I've seen his movies. It still sounds like something that uplifts you and kind of humbles you at the same time.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's the optimism which you leave with. That's when you get done, you're like, it's hard to see him in this present day, but you leave almost feeling that's a good human being right there. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. Back in a moment. Woo! Okay. Getting ready to wrap things up there, cowboys, cowgirls. It's time for the world's shortest segment. Big news for Robert De Niro. He may be 79. Thank you. But that 79-year-old just became a dad for the 7th time. Yeah. We don't know, boy, girl. We don't know the name of the baby. Yeah. De Niro's 6 other children range in age from 11 to 70. I'm just joking, 51. Yeah. He dropped, thank you. He dropped the news about the new edition while promoting his new comedy About My Father, which comes out later this month. Congratulations. Hey, as long as he's a good dad, who cares? We'll be right back in a moment. Jeff is my baby. Instead of diapers, I bought him Starbucks. Welcome back. It's time for the surprise goodbye. You know how this works, my friends. We don't know what this is in this segment till right now. The perfect gift for a superhero fan in your home. A company's now selling superhero-themed toilets. From Iron Man to Spider-Man and the Hulk to Batman, right there. The line includes both Marvel and DC comic heroes. People and oh my goodness. People on social media aren't so sure about the toilets, and some are calling them creepy, and others are saying the toilets would, quote, scare the crap out of them. Yeah.
The location of the seat is...
Kendall, give me your hand. Happy pregnancy gift.
Oh, God. Yeah. Give me the Hulk one.
From the staff to you, I'll get you the Hulk one for you and Jordan.
Oh.
That's right. Anyway,
terrible.
Before we come up with more inappropriate jokes, let's wrap the show up. Tomorrow, wine diva Leslie Miller is back, and she's talking about the best best roses of the season. Not
Rosé is like wine.
Rosé, that's right. She's not the flower woman. Anyway, go out there and be yourself because nobody can tell you're doing it wrong. Bye, everybody. Rosé, not horses, not roses.